Alex over here, and today I want to talk about what a 5-star book means to you. The rating system is flawed, and obviously not everyone uses it, but the people who do use it, wherever you use it, if you use Goodreads or if you just keep a note of what books you read and rate them, then I have a question for you, and that question is, what is a 5-star book to you, assuming you rate out of 5, or whatever the highest star is. If you do use the rating system, one of the biggest things that you'll notice is that everybody rates differently. There is no set system. Goodreads recommends the kind of, when you hover over the stars, 1 star is did not like it, 2 stars is it was okay, 3 stars is I liked it, 4 stars is I really liked it, and 5 stars is it was amazing. That's off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So some people say that 5-star books are their favourite books, so if a book's 5-star, it's automatically on their favourite shelf. Some people say that if a book is perfect, with no problems, then they give it 5-star. Some people give every book that was amazing 5-star, while others basically rate out of 4 and save 5-star for the best, their favourite, all-time greatest books ever. So I think it's really interesting how people use it differently, and I want to discuss. For me, it's changed over the years. I had a realisation recently that no book is ever going to be perfect. I'm always going to be able to find some problem with a book, or someone else will find a problem with a book that I'll be like, yeah, kind of. No book is ever going to be perfect, and my rating is my rating. Obviously people use the system differently, but you can't judge a book for everyone because everyone likes different things. So when you rate a book, you're rating how good you think the book is, or how much you enjoyed the book. And so what might be a 5-star for me is a 1-star for someone else, and I don't know, that realisation just kind of changed how I use the system in a way. So I get what I like to call the 5-star feeling when I finish a book. The rating that I think of when I immediately finish a book isn't always the rating that I stick with. As just like over the coming days after finishing a book, I'll kind of mull it over in my mind and I might change my rating. And I am one of those people who changes their rating like years, months after finishing a book. If I decide that I didn't like it as much as I thought I did or something like that, I will go back and change my rating for books that I rated when I originally read them. But you might be able to relate to this when you finish a book and you're just like, wow, that was amazing, 5-star. That's the 5-star feeling for me. And so that can be, that often sticks. If I finish a book and I'm like, whoa, that was amazing, 5-star, then that is often a 5-star book. That doesn't always stick because sometimes the ending is so good that I just forget the rest of the book, and then I'm like, 5-star, yes, but then I look back and I remember that the beginning was bad, or that there were a number of storylines that didn't wrap up in the end. So I do look back over a book and think, overall, how much did I enjoy it? But yeah, the 5-star feeling is kind of important in my rating. I don't remember where I saw this, but I saw someone say, I think it was in the Khaleesi's and Amazons podcast, which I will link down below, but I saw someone say that when you look back on a book, you'll remember it in a certain way. So you might think, meh, I don't remember like anything about the book, like nothing really stands out to me. Or you might remember the good parts or the bad parts. So you can finish a book and think, oh, it was good, like I liked it, like there were some bad parts, but it was alright. But then when you look back on it, all you remember are the bad parts, and I think that's like important. What sticks out to you is important because the bad parts were obviously worse than the good parts were good, if that makes sense, and so that's what's stuck in your mind, and that kind of adds to my rating as well. It's hard to talk about this technically when, at least for me, it's quite instinctual, but basically 5-star book for me is just a book that was really amazing. The problems, because it probably had some, were not enough for it to take away from a 5-star rating. I kind of imagine it a bit like a seesaw, so every book has good and bad things, and you know, it's just like a 1-star book is a book that had so many bad things that even if it had any good things, they just weren't enough to save this terrible, terrible book. And then again, the 5-star is just like, had so many good things that the bad things weren't enough to take away from it. There are so many books that I rated 4-star that I absolutely love. some of my 4-star ratings are my favourite books ever, and not all my 5 stars are my favourite books ever. I don't know if that means I have some serious flaw with my rating system, because that sounds like a 4-star can be better than a 5-star, but it's just me appreciating that a book has problems, but it's still one of my favourite books ever, and appreciating the book's really good, but it's not one of my favourite books ever. I don't know, it's very instinctual. Another thing to note is that I kind of take genre into account when rating, not all the time, but often. So I won't get the 5-star feeling for non-fiction books or picture books very often, though I occasionally do. But I can appreciate that a non-fiction book was a great non-fiction book. It was really well done, you know, everything about it was great, and it's a 5-star book. And I can appreciate that a picture book was like perfect story, perfect pictures, you know, funny or whatever it was meant to be, and it was 5-star. I guess how you rate depends on why you rate. I use a rating system on Goodreads because it gives me, like, in one glance tells me how much I enjoyed a book, because I know how I rate, and I can look overall trends in my reading about which books, you know, I gave lower star ratings, which books I gave more star ratings. Over time I can see how my friends rate books as well, so I can kind of know, quickly looking at their ratings, whether I'm going to enjoy a book, if they did or not. Plus it's an easy way to jog my memory about how much I enjoy books without having to read loads of my own reviews. I do try and review most books I read on Goodreads, just because everyone does use a rating system differently, so my review can kind of tell people exactly what I did and didn't like about it. I also really enjoy reviewing. The other reason I use the rating system is just that I've been using it. It's so drilled into my head that I'll be reading a book and I'll be thinking, this is a 3-star book so far, but if it gets better, like the beginning isn't going to take away, it could be a 5-star in the end, and like, you know, this is really terrible so far, I think I'll give it 1 star unless it gets better. It's just really drilled into me now. So I've rambled on in this video, and I don't know if it makes any sense, but I wanted to talk about the 5-star rating, and I want to know what a 5-star book means to you. Do you relate to anything I said in this video, or do you not agree with anything I said? Let me know down in the comments and we can discuss. Hope you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching, and bye!